What's up, guys? I hope all of you are doing absolutely amazing today. Today I will talk about how to price your messages and content on OnlyFans. And I'm doing this video because I know a lot of creators out there are undervaluing their content, means they're selling the content way too cheap on OnlyFans. And on the one side, they are destroying my subscribers because the subscribers are getting used to lower prices. But on the other side, there's way more potential which you could get from your subscribers. And in this video, I will talk about how to maximize this profit. If those type of videos seem to be interesting to you, make sure to hit my subscribe button, because right now 90% of you guys are not subscribed to this channel. You seem to watch those videos, so please make sure to subscribe so you will find more of my videos. Let's get now into the video. And the first thing which is extremely important to figure out is your sub quality. In order to be able to understand how much you can actually charge from your subscribers, you should also understand the potential of the subscribers and where they are coming from. I will give some simple examples which are able and make it possible for you to, on the one side, figure out very fast how good your subscribers are, and on the other side, I will also give some insights which are needed to look into in order to figure those things out. First of all, what I can give as an example is, for example, that Reddit is a very good traffic platform when it comes to getting high quality subscribers. This doesn't mean you should switch to Reddit now if you're only doing Instagram. I'm not saying this, but I'm trying to give you an example of a good platform, and a platform which generates a lot of high spending subscribers. The reason for that, why, for example, Reddit is generating high spending subscribers, is because, in my opinion, compared to Instagram, on Instagram, everyone is scrolling. So everyone is fucking up their mind. So I would consider people on Instagram on the one side less smart, and on the other side, they're destroying their minds. But on Reddit is actually a mainly text platform, means on Reddit, they need to read. And let's be honest, if you compare people who read and people who are doom scrolling every day on Instagram, TikTok, wherever, I am pretty sure that we all have the same opinion. The people who are reading are more likely to be a bit smarter, and also being a bit smarter means you have most likely more money. And this is why, for example, Reddit is a good platform. And I would honestly make that same thought in all of your traffic platforms that bring in traffic to your OnlyFans account right now, and then consider, okay, is my platform actually a good platform right now? Does it have indicators of being able to generate good spending people or not? And for example, I can give a negative example here is, for example, Pornhub. If you generate subs from Pornhub, they are very likely to be way lower spenders on the one side because they are watching porn content. They already get everything for free, but I will get into that later. And on the other side, there's just, this platform is just fucked. The people are on there because they want content for free. Because if you go to Pornhub, you get everything for free. If you go to Reddit, that's not specifically the case. So this is one of the indicators I can give you as well. The next thing, which shows you the quality and is a good indicator to look into in order to find out how good your subs are, is the status of the person you are managing or the person you are when selling content. For example, if you are an influencer right now and you are selling content online, your status is way higher than of a person who just started with social media. The reason for that is that people actually look up to you, they admire you, and they are way more obsessed with you. They know you for way longer. There's more of this tension between the customer and the influencer build up. And just in general, a person who has a higher status is more likely to get spended in order to get what they want from that person. Means, for example, someone will rather pay for a sex tape of Corinna Kopf, $200, instead of a random person. Nobody's gonna spend $200 on a random sex tape of a random woman and a random man. If there's someone like Corinna Kopf included, like a celebrity, then it's getting interesting, because then the people want to see that. They're desperate to see that. And this is something which you should also put into consideration. Am I famous or am I not? And based on that, you can also right away put yourself in a category where you can see, are subscribers gonna spend more because of my status? Next thing is, are you actually running a free or a paid page on OnlyFans? That's another big topic, because people who are coming in and paying for the subscription are people who are obviously right away interested in purchasing or paying for the content that you are delivering. And that just means that it will be way easier for those people to spend, because on the one side, they obviously have money, they are willing to spend it. And on the other side, compared to free subscribers are free subscribers for a reason. People go on free pages because they're hoping to find free content in the feed, for example, stuff like this. And of course, if you've never run a page which was paid before and you were always free on your page, okay, I get that. Then you cannot like see the difference there right away. But just in general, people who are subscribing on a paid page are most likely way more able to actually spend money than compared to people who subscribe on free pages. The next thing, which will hardly create a high spending community or a low spending community or subscriber community, is if there's already nudity for free online. For example, Bella Danger. I think a lot of people will know her. She's a very, very famous porn star. Everyone knows her content, and literally anything of her is available for free online. Why should someone pay for content if he can see it for free online? Like, in my head, it doesn't make sense anyways. Still, there's people buying, but also there you will understand very quickly that people will tend to spend less because they say, yeah, why should I pay for this video, not $20, if everything is free anyways? And I think this is a very, very simple example, which all of you should understand. And this is, first of all, figuring out your sub quality. And this is one of the things which will make it possible for you to understand your sub quality. Before we'll go into the next point now, I would quickly like to mention one of my offers, which is handling actually your chatting, the backend management of your creators. This includes on the one side chatting, but it also includes all other necessary tasks on the OnlyFans, which is feed posts and stuff like this, creating content lists for you. And this is an offer which I have for everyone out there. If you should have creators, if you want to focus more on marketing, make sure to hit the first link in the description and apply in the forum, which I linked there, for a free call and a free information call where you can figure out if this offer maybe fits you, if you're interested in me giving you my chatters. And if that sounds interesting, yeah, make sure to hit the first link in the description. Let's now get into the next thing, which is what type of content are you selling? This is another big thing because obviously people are tending to spend more money the more you are showing. You need to kind of watch out with that, because if you start right away in the beginning selling a sex tape and you are actually like more of a girlfriend experience creator, that will kill the entire experience. This is not what I'm trying to say with this. What I mean is, if you build up a ladder of content, you start with, let's say, a few nudes, and you sell a bit more nudity content, and you sell masturbation, then you go into porn content. This porn content has a lot of value to this person because you built him up to that. And this means you can sell those, for example, sex tapes, way, way more expensive than anything else. Of course, you're also able to sell full nudity content more expensive than only topless content. And of course, you are also able to sell topless content way more expensive than just SFW content. Especially with SFW content, it's getting complicated because subscribers are tending to complain very fast. You're telling them, oh, I'm going to take off my clothes, and you send a video for $20, they purchase it, and then they don't show anything. This is something, in my opinion, can work, but it mainly only works on celebrities, influencers, and stuff like this, who just get a lot of subscribers to their page. But for a normal girl, most likely this will not work. On the one side, it will be hard for you to generate traffic. On the other side, people will not really spend any money. And this is why I can only recommend SFW only for people who actually have a huge fan base already. Topless you can do, but also there it's gonna get complicated. You can of course make money with that, but full nudity will make everything way easier for you, and you will be able to sell way more and make way more money. The next thing is the relationship level. Of course, a subscriber who knows the girl for now 2 years, is an active subscriber for 2 years, is willing to spend way more money than someone who just newly subscribed to her page. That's also just simple psychological reasons. That's the same with the influencer status thing. If there's a fan who knows the girl for 2 years already, is following her, liking every post, commenting everything, he's going to spend more money than someone who just found this girl. pretty simple psychology thing. I think all of you should understand that easily. And this is also one of the reasons why you need to price things differently. For subscribers that are already a long time in the back end, you should make sure to let your chatters know they should charge more for videos, for pictures, for whatever, for little things. Also sometimes maybe ask them, hey, send me a tip. I forgot my money. I'm in the restaurant right now, whatever. Can you please help me out? Stuff like this. High spenders are tending, or people who are actually long-term on the page are tending way easier to pay for those things compared to someone who just came new, who doesn't even know the girl properly. Now, the last thing which I want to talk about is actually everything I pretty much think you guys waited for, and this is the upselling framework. This is extremely general, and I want you to understand that this is something which can hardly depend on your creator. For example, I had a male creator before, which we had also a script for. We also use this upselling framework. We start with the first video, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And the most expensive PPV was like $70, like very, very low when you think about selling 5 PPVs in total in the first script, in my opinion. With girls, we always go higher than that, especially if we show everything. But for this male creator, it was easier because I also have the experience that gay subscribers have less money than normal subscribers that are spending on girls. But that's just a complete different topic. I don't want to get into that right now. But this is like the framework I'm using. We're creating those scenarios. Let's say she just came home, she's now in her bed, and then we start like with the first PPV. There she's just showing a little bit. Maybe she just takes off her top and shows her tits in the camera. Then there's the second PPV which we send out, which is like created after the first one. It like the base is the first one, then we build up everything afterwards, and this is how we're doing it. Normally agencies do 5 PPVs, sometimes 6, but I've rarely seen 7 PPVs. But this is like what most agencies aim for, 5 PPVs, maybe sometimes 6 PPVs, and then afterwards like a free video. Most likely this is the part where the model is coming, and then afterwards you send out like a free video of telling him, oh, this was so fun, everything was so nice. But this is like the framework which I use on my agency, and which I also would recommend everyone to start using, because this is provenly the best converting and best money generating framework. And it also shows you a lot about the subscriber. If someone is buying to the 6 PPV, you can tell this guy has potential, this guy has a lot of money and also potential in the future, and that way you can treat him better. I already made a video about how to treat high spenders. Make sure to check that out as well. Very, very good video. But there you also learn how to then treat those people which just purchased the 6 PPVs maybe and are now $400, $500 into. You invested already, but also figuring out if someone only buys 2 PPVs, you can, I wouldn't say don't give a fuck about him, but it's like, you know, this guy doesn't have that big of a potential. And that just makes it very, very easily on the one side figuring out how good is the potential of the subscriber, but on the other side also, this is the best framework in order to make the most amount of money in OnlyFans when it comes to selling. Everything afterwards, like selling sex tapes, I wouldn't do in the beginning. As I said, I would always start with a framework like this. And in case there should be any questions in regards to chatting and in general, please make sure to ask that in the comment sections. And again, the reminder, in case you don't want to take care of anything of this, make sure to apply on the first link in the description and get my chatters on your backend. Besides that, guys, have a nice evening or a nice day, whatever time it is for you, and we see us in the next video.